Hi, welcome back. You're watching MF Corner. A lot of numbers coming through. Bajaj Electricals also reported numbers just a short while back. The stock is higher as well, although the numbers are a bit weak actually optically if you look at it. Anuj Poddar, the Executive Director of Bajaj Electricals, joins us on the telephone line. Hi Anuj, good afternoon. Do you want to begin by telling us about how the quarter has been and why this kind of contraction on an operating level?
Sure, Sumaira, so I'll spell that out to you. In fact, the numbers are pretty good. You used the word optically and I'll stick to that word. First, let me just give you the high-level strategic, insight into the numbers. We've been maintaining for a while that our business comprises two businesses, the consumer and the EPC. Three clear strategic directions that we've given to investors is that we will continue to grow the consumer business while we will de-risk and control the EPC business. Number two has been that we'll be very focused on cash flow from operations, and number three is debt reduction. We've done all of the three. On a consumer business, let me spell that out first for you. Our consumer business top line has grown by 12.7% from 760 crores last year to 860 crores this quarter. Our consumer EBIT has done very well. We've grown that by 27%, and that's a growth from 52 crores last year to 66 crores this year Q3. And that's also on the back of a margin expansion from about 6.8% Q3 last year to 7.7% this year. So consumer numbers are very good. Why optically you see lower consolidated numbers is because of our planned strategy to de-risk and scale down the EPC business. So I would not worry about that. What's important for us and what's worked very well is the cash flows. So if you look at that, we've actually generated cash from operations of about 205 crores in this single quarter. And on the back of that, also reduced our debt by about 140 crores. So those are three key thrusts that we've been sharing with investors, and we've done very well on all of these three parameters.
All right, absolutely, Anuj. We take your point as far as your segmental growth is concerned. Consumer business doing fairly well. The lumpy nature of the EPC business indicates or ensures that the numbers look optically weak. Then in that case, apart from the quarter that went by, if you could give us some color on what you're witnessing in the fourth quarter, what sort of guidance can you give to our viewers for the FY21 as well in terms of both the verticals, their revenue targets and margin targets?
So, our direction will continue in the same, direction. We will continue to drive consumer growth, hopefully ahead of market. We have grown market share in Q3. We hope to continue doing that in Q4. EPC, when you compare to the previous year, will continue to see a sharp degrowth, but that is intentional and planned. We are de-risking that and scaling down the capital employed in that business. Both those will continue. I know you always love to have specific numbers, but it's too early for us to right now give you Q4 specific numbers. And just the last point there, our cash flow and debt reduction is something we're very laser focused on. You will continue to see that in Q4 as well. Just FYI, we are ahead of the curve on the targets that we had given for cash in and debt reduction this year. We've done in 9 months what we had promised for 12 months.
And what's your EPC order book right now? And does that the execution completes in the next couple of quarters, I believe?
So our EPC order book right now is 1,740 crores. It comprises about 720 crores in power transmission, about 860 crores in power distribution, and about 156 crores in illumination. They will not complete in 2 quarters. They're all contracts that run. These are mix of contracts that some of them which we've just got versus some legacy contracts. It's a mix of that in terms of the order book.
All right, Anuj, we'll leave it at that. All the very best. Thanks very much for joining in. A lot of earnings, like we said. So let's hear out, Jan.